Okay, here, this next story in the network of lines that intersect has the same title, but the word intersect now is replaced with a word that enlace. And it's very interesting because there are so many stories and the titles are weird. Yes? I didn't find these titles interesting at all. Did you?
I feel that these titles are hiding something more than we know. Like, also, shadow. You remember I said about the shadow, like darker side of the story, and in the network of lines that intersect, this may be also interpretation of the mirrors, I guess, that intersect. We will talk about this later.
Yes, and I also noticed that any of our stories has been a happy story. Everyone is mysterious, everything is mysterious, and stories are interesting with intriguing characters, non normal people.
Yes, I feel like they are in the genre of detective a little bit, just like as our reader, who is discovering the novels, the Ludmilla.
Yes, so here we have a main character, and he's very rich. I didn't understand, is it in real life or is it in his mind? But he's very rich, and he has like Mercedes, other this rich things are mentioned in the story, and they're all about these people. And I didn't notice any living characters. He's one person, and he actually says the women's name, but women are not real either. It's like they are there, but we don't feel them. And everything I felt from this story was non-normality and some alien thing.
I guess so. Could be. Because from the beginning, he starts with the mirrors, saying that he cannot think. He needs mirrors to think. Like, what normal man needs mirrors to think? We are thinking without them. And we discovered that he is collecting kaleidoscopes from his adolescent, and why it is interesting. And he says that his aim is to reconstruct the museum, and in which there is about 60 little mirrors. He is obsessed with these little mirrors, yes, and he have built a financial empire, yes, as you said, and he has a secret of his financial victories, like.
Yeah. I remember the point he said, like, people don't take serious his kaleidoscopes, but he says, I made my finance on kaleidoscopes, and people don't believe him. I thought, is it real or not? Because at the end of the story, it seems like not real. I don't know. But yes, and then he mentions some women's name. One is his wife, one is his mistress. And everywhere he writes with I, so it's like a diary. I felt the same atmosphere as of the previous story when we had a diary. Do you remember? There was a diary and he was describing his feelings, and here's the same. Like, nothing happens, everything is just descriptions of his feelings and thoughts.
Yes, and he describes himself as he has the knowledge that he only one knows, and his evils are trying to hunt him, and he is making a fake kidnapping. Also, he is multiplying himself, his personality, his presence, his houses. He has 5 Mercedeses, and they're exactly like his own. Also, he is always at the many places, so he couldn't be found. He says about Lorena that he is meeting her only
On Tuesdays?
yes, like at exact time for a period, like for several hours. And he is like he realizes that he is going to make identical automobiles and identical, like, he is creating a world where he has a lot of identities.
Yes, he's basically creating a world where he cannot be found by his enemies. And like, who are these enemies? I think this person is very. He has something in his mind and he's not healthy. Probably he's very obsessed. We see a clear obsession with himself, and he sees other people as enemies to him, that they want to kill him. Like, everyone wants to kill him and he wants to protect himself. And he's just hiding with his mirrors. He has a room with mirrors, and the room consists of mirrors. You can just enter the room and just see it everywhere. And the only thing that captures my attention is the last part of the story, where he sees Lorna inside of this room, and she's naked. She sees him.
Yes, you're right. He was making a fake kidnapping, and he realizes that his counter plan had been frustrated by a counter plan, whose after he didn't know. And as you said, he when he was kidnapped, he saw Lorna, who kidnapped him. Yes, this is like kaleidoscope. Really, this reflects these mirrors, these kaleidoscopes. Like, so frustrated, so so intersected. So many things are intersected. Yes.
Yes, and then he says, "So you think you have me in your hands?" He's talking to Lorna. "You're mistaken." And she digs her nails into my face. Is she a prisoner with me? Is she my prisoner, or is she my prison?
Yes, that's interesting.
But then, yes, but Lorna was just a reflection. Like, she is not there. Her ghost probably is there. Not the ghost, but her mirror, pure reflection, like 3D version. But who kidnapped him was Elfrida, and she says, "I knew of the danger threatening you, and I managed to save you. The method you have been a bit brutal, but I had no choice. But now I can't find the door of this cage of mirrors anymore. Tell me quickly, how can I get out?" So it's not he who is caught, it's she who can't escape.
Oh my God! Yes, you're right. And after that, his one eye is on Elfrida. So he says, like, "I can distinguish no longer what belongs to one and what belongs to other. I am lost. I seem to have lost myself. I cannot see my reflection, but only theirs." This shows his frustration, his I guess mind games, that he cannot. As you said, that she cannot escape. Yes.
Yes. And in the end, he says, "Now it seems to me that everything that surrounds me is a part of me, that I have managed to become the whole finally." Very interesting story. Maybe he's a psyche. Maybe he is that person who was ill at the hospital. Do you remember?
Yes.
Maybe it's the back to that story. Again, we don't know yet. But I think this story is somehow connected to the previous stories. Maybe. And do you remember when someone was kidnapping someone? They were in the roof. Yeah. Do you remember? I think the story is connected to that.
Yeah. Also, the atmosphere feels like same. Yes. You're right. Maybe we will see it later. I guess. I hope.
Maybe.
Bye.